Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. Happy Fridays, guys. Happy Social Fridays to all my listeners and subscribers. How you doing this morning? All right, guys. Today we are going to talk a little bit about the 140-pound division, welterweight division, which was considered as the best division in boxing. It was considered best division in boxing. Where more talented boxers were actually fighting at. We had Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Pitbull Cruz, Matias, and many other fighters that have made this division like the hottest and most contended division in the sport of boxing. Things have turned on its head now with the losses of Matias to Amparo and Pitbull Cruz to Rayo Valenzuela, Devin Haney getting slaughtered by Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez losing his last 3 fights, or losing at least 2 fights out of the 3, getting a gift from the judges and going the distance with journeyman as Claggett. All right, so what's going to happen to 140-pound division? Is it still the most talented division in boxing? Now that some of these fighters have actually lost their titles and we have new champions in this weight division. All right, we have Rayo Valenzuela, who defeated Pitbull Cruz. We have Amparo, who defeated Matias. We have Ryan Garcia, who destroyed Devin Haney. So what's going to happen with this division? Is it the hottest division in the sport of boxing? Or is there another division that's taking its place? The welterweight division was considered to be the greatest or most talented division in the sport of boxing. Now the 154-pound division seems like it's taken its place, where there's more talent, where there's new champions and everything else. And we will be discussing that today. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Let's start. Well, with the defeat of Matias to the hands of Amparo and Pitbull Cruz to the hands of Rayo Valenzuela, we have 2 new world champions in that weight division, the 140-pound division. All right, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen to Matias? What's going to happen to Pitbull Cruz? Who is Rayo Valenzuela going to fight next? What about Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, who hasn't looked good in his last 3 fights? We will discuss all of that today. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with Matias. Matias, as you all know, I was very excited about his career, very hyped up about Matias' potential and becoming another great Puerto Rican star. All the island of Puerto Rico had his hopes really high set on Matias. He was a wrecking machine. He was destroying everybody in his path. And then all of a sudden, once we were expecting for him to be crowned as the #1 fighter and champion at 140-pound division, surprise, he gets defeated. He was defeated by Amparo. It was a total upset. Nobody saw this coming. I was not the only one who was actually choosing Matias to win decisively this fight by stoppage. I had predicted that was going to happen, but everybody else, I don't think there's not one critic or one analyst of the sport of boxing that was choosing Amparo to become the victor, right? So once that has happened, there have been many things that have transpired, and the silence of Matias has led into speculation. A lot of people are speculating, is he Is he still going to continue with his boxing career? Is he more focused on his family, daughters, and everything else? And we have discussed that here, discussed the possibility that Suriel Matias might not have his head in the game anymore. You know, that he might not want to do this anymore. That he might not be focused on his future, economic future for his family, and just wants to remain in a comfort zone, close to his wife, close to his daughters, and that might be something that might be more of a priority, more important for him than anything else. We discussed that in my previous episode. I really think that we are yet to see what he is going to do. There is no signs that he's actually focusing on fighting again. I know some of you have discussed the possibility that Suriel Matias has somehow indicated, or his team, that he will be fighting in October, November, but I don't see any training footage of him. I don't hear anything about on social media, Instagram, about him getting back on the saddle again and focusing on his next fight. We have no idea who he's gonna fight next, or if he's gonna fight. So that's a big question mark so far. We don't know the future of Suriel Matias until he speaks to everybody. He says what he's gonna do, but right now it doesn't look too good. I really think that he, like I said before, he should get back on the saddle again, start focusing on fighting top opposition, not gimmies. You know, he's got to fight top 10 guys, you know, in order to regain that status and that trajectory, and the trajectory to becoming a world champion again. Who could be his adversary? All right, Rayo Valenzuela just won the title from Pitbull Cruz, so that might be a possibility. I don't know if Rayo Valenzuela would be willing to take that fight. It's a different organization, so would that bring some kind of conflict with Suriel Matias and his trajectory to becoming a world champion again? I really think that Suriel Matias should try to look for a title in any of these other organizations, not only in the IBF. I think he should, his team should be discussing, I'm pretty sure they are doing that right now, discussing with Eddie Hearn all the possibilities out there. Maybe a rematch with Lee Amparo, a fight against Rayo Valenzuela, a fight that everybody would love against Pitbull Cruz, who just lost. The winner would take a title shot. It's a title eliminator fight for one of these organizations, boxing organizations. I think that would be the right thing. All right. Now, let's move on. Rayo Valenzuela just defeated Pitbull Cruz. What's the next step for Rayo Valenzuela? Do you guys think, and I really like this kid. Let me tell you, I like his humility. I like the way he is. I like him being humble. I like the way he humbled Pitbull Cruz, that little midget who you know, had a big head. All of a sudden he believed all the hype surrounding him, and has not acted like a mature man, like a real man, like Suriel Matias did when he lost. He admitted he lost fair and square. Pitbull Cruz has actually denied that, has not accepted the fact that he was totally schooled. He got schooled by a better boxer, more technical fighter in Rayo Valenzuela. All right. What would happen if he rematches Rayo Valenzuela? All right. That is a rematch clause that I believe it's in the contract. If Rayo Valenzuela fights Pitbull Cruz, what would happen next? And I will tell you what would happen next. Same thing, same outcome. I believe that Rayo Valenzuela is a much better fighter than Pitbull Cruz. I had stated that in this channel many times about Pitbull Cruz. Once he beat that mediocre fighter in Rolly Romero, I had said he was a one-hit wonder, that he was not going to last in this division, that he was the weakest link in the division, and that has been proven to be so, all right? Sorry to all you fanboys. Sorry to all those Pitbull Mania cheerleaders that emerged thinking he was a new face of Mexican boxing, when this guy has no other skills than throwing, bombs and haymakers, trying to catch you. That's it. That's all he has. He's a mediocre fighter. He's not an elite fighter. He does not belong with the top fighters of that division. He will get beat by any person that has a little bit of technical ability, like Rayo Valenzuela. I don't think Rayo Valenzuela is elite. I think he's a really good fighter, but he's not at that elite level. So what's going to happen to Rayo Valenzuela now? All right, we discussed the possibility of fighting Subriel Matias. All right, we talking now about the possibility of a rematch against Pitbull Cruz. In my opinion, if they fight again, Rayo Valenzuela will defeat him again, maybe more handily than last time. Pitbull Cruz has learned one way of fighting. His aggressive style is tailor-made for technical fighters. He has had the advantage of fighting guys that don't have too much of a technical ability, of moving around and boxing him and using the jab. He's a very short guy to be fighting a 140-pound division. I think he's 5'4", if I'm not mistaken. I think he should go down. Pitbull Cruz should go down in weight or fight Subriel Matias for a lot of money. I think that's a good opportunity for both of these fighters to get a comeback fight, something that will put them back on the map again. A title eliminator fight for one of these divisions. I think that's the perfect one, and I discussed that in my previous episode with a lot of you guys agreeing with what I was saying. All right, that would be a fight that everybody would like to see. That is a real Puerto Rico versus Mexico matchup, not the Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez sideshow that they're trying to sell us as a Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight. That is not a real Puerto Rico versus Mexico. That is a cherry picker versus somebody that is a mediocre fighter. Is somebody that doesn't have the resume to earn a fight against a seasoned fighter like Canelo Alvarez. But that's another topic. Let me digress, all right? Let's go back to what we were talking about. So Rayo Valenzuela, he has a shot at a rematch with Pitbull Cruz. What else could Rayo Valenzuela do? Who else could he fight in that division? There's several other fighters out there that he could have a matchup. If I were him, and I don't know what the organization might be mandating, but most likely they will go with a rematch or have him fight a mandatory contender for his organization. All right, the WBA has not changed, has not updated on their website, on their page, who the champion for the WBA, who's a champion for the WBA in their organization. All right, they still have Isaac Pitbull Cruz as a champion. All right, we have an interim champion, okay, Ismael Barroso. So the next fight that makes logic, if there's no rematch for Rayo Valenzuela, would be fighting Ismael Barroso. He's been waiting on the sidelines. I believe he had some kind of an agreement to fight somebody else, but that has not yet been confirmed. As far as I know, I think I read something about Ismael Barroso coming back soon and having a fight. But I will look into it, and if any of you guys want to comment who he's fighting next, that would be great. So if Ismael Barroso has already a fight, maybe after that fight, the winner of the rematch, if there's a rematch between, there is an enforceable rematch clause between Rayo Valenzuela and Pitbull Cruz, the winner of that would go against Ismael Barroso, who has been waiting on the sidelines patiently, has been walked over and looked over and not even considered for a fight against Rolly Romero, a fight that he deserved. And that's the reason why I was criticizing Pitbull Cruz, and I was criticizing the organization itself, because Pitbull Cruz did not deserve a title shot at 140 pounds. A little guy who had never fought at 140 pounds, all of a sudden give him the opportunity to fight for a title that he didn't deserve. And Ismael Barroso just stepped over and ignored and completely avoided the rematch with Rolly Romero. All right, and that's another conversation for another time. So let's look at the rankings for the WBA. All right, we had Kenneth Sims Jr. ranked number 1. Nestor Bravo from Puerto Rico. He's a very good fighter. He's ranked number 2. All right, we have Jack Catterall, number 3. Regis Prograis. They had Jose Rayo Valenzuela as number 5. Now he is a champion. And then the list continues. All right, there's a lot of fighters here. Actually, Yukambayev, who had lost by knockout against Suriel Matias, is back there on the ratings, is ranked number 9. So there's a lot of possibilities for Rayo Valenzuela. What I believe should be the right decision for Rayo and the most logic decisions for him, and the most decent one would be for him to fight the interim champion, who is Ismael Barroso, if there is no rematch between Pitbull Cruz. All right, now let's continue the discussion. Who do we have left? Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is like the Riddler. Remember the Riddler? That character from Batman and Robin and all that stuff. He riddle me this, riddle me that, and all this stuff. He's always talking in riddles. This guy, you never know what he's saying. You know, he makes no sense, and he makes this off the wall comment. He's a very corny individual with his walkouts to the stage, that little dance. I mean, he is an annoying fighter, an annoying individual. I mean, his interviews are something that makes you want to run to the bathroom and puke. It is unbelievable the amount of narcissism from this kid and the delusional mind that he has, thinking that he has done so great in his career when in his last 3 fights, 2 of them were controversial wins, which should have been losses, with Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz. Those 2, in my opinion, he lost. And the last fight with Steve Claggett, which turned out he was not able to put down and knock out, a fighter like Claggett, who had like 7 losses. Now he has 8. So anyway, his career is going down the drain. He wants to go up in weight. He says he wants to fight at 147 pounds to somebody. He's actually talking about, these are the stupid and illogical statements that this individual makes. And I know he's got a fan base from Honduras. Honduras is a country that has never had a world champion in their life. And by the way, let's talk real here. Teofimo Lopez, not even Honduran. He was born in the States. His grandfather, I think, was from Spain. This guy is all over the place. But anyway, the point is that Teofimo Lopez, is talking about fighting Crawford at 147 when Crawford is now the champion at 154. He's calling out Terence Crawford, when Crawford is no longer a champion there. So these are the little things he uses. He now says that Suriel Matias is an easy fighter, was an easy fighter. He always called it, but he didn't dare to fight Suriel Matias then. Why doesn't he fight him now? And these are some of the other things. He's trying to hold on to the title for as long as he can. He's trying to milk the system as much as he can. But in all honesty, Teofimo Lopez has not shown anything positive in his boxing in his last 3 fights. So who should Teofimo Lopez face next at 140 pounds? Is he going to remain at 140 pounds? Is he gonna fight at 147? Will he fight somebody like Arnold Barboza? Will he fight somebody like Sandor Martin? Will Sandor Martin get a shot at Teofimo Lopez again? These are things that we don't know. So, in a nutshell, my friends, the 140-pound division is a mess. It's full of drama. It's full of intrigue. It's like one of those mystery movies, one of those cheap mystery movies that, you know, end with not you know, an explanation of who done it, what happened, how did all this, you know. It is a crazy division right now. I don't know who's the last man that's going to be standing after all of this. Somebody, I believe that somebody from that is ranked in the top 10 will eventually take over this division. Eventually will be the last man standing. So we got to wait to see what happens with Suriel Matias. Is he going to come back, or is he going to retire? Is he going to you know, fight has-been? Is he going to be passed over due to the fact that he's such a dangerous fighter? Will Pitbull Cruz fight Rayo Valenzuela in a rematch? Will Pitbull Cruz get another shot at fighting at 135 against Tank Davis? What's going to happen with Teofimo Lopez? What's going to happen with Devin Haney? Ryan Garcia is still going to be out for a year. He's got mental issues. So this is crazy. 140-pound division is a crazy place. It's like a nut house. Like one of these places they used to call it in Puerto Rico. Remember that hospital, the Julia Hospital, the mental facility for the mentally insane in Puerto Rico? That's what this looks like. It's a mentally insane division. We don't know what's going to happen. For me, the top division, the most talented division now, has turned out to be 154 pounds. That's where all the talent is at. That's where the great matchups look like they're going to be able to happen, all right? Crawford, Zhu, Fundora, and so many other great fighters in that division. Maybe Boots moving up at 154. I would love to see that matchup, Boots and Crawford and Canelo. I don't think that's going to happen. Canelo is too afraid of technical fighters, especially African-American fighters. But anyway, guys, this is all I have for now. Let me know what your thoughts are. But anyway, until next time, this is Coach Mario, head coach, Warriors Pride Boxing Academy. Hoping you have a great Social Friday. Feliz Viernes Social to all my people in Puerto Rico. But until next time, hasta la vista. God bless you all, and peace.